All right, so if you tuned into Houston Life last week, we talked about a new culinary trend on TikTok, butter boards. So they're like charcuterie boards, but with butter.
They're different. Yes, I'm definitely skeptical about this one. And I just want to put out there, people that are part of the Butter Council, don't email me. I do like butter. I eat it. I'm just not, I've never spread it on anything giant and dipped anything in it. But let's get to it. Chef Maggie Glazer is here with Sky High.
You're going to change your mind, Courtney, okay? All right.
I know. And listen, it's not that I don't sit down at a restaurant and want butter on my bread. I do. But this is a new thing.
Slabs, so we're going to condense it a little. Okay.
So, okay, as a chef for professional athletes, I mean, people come to you because they want to eat clean, they want to eat well, but you're like, here's the butter boards. Let's do it.
What's funny is I do have the athletes that eat clean, but I also have their family and their friends.
Sure.
And they have like a barber, their agents, and people are always stopping by the house and they don't want to eat healthy. So we've got to have something out for them as well.
Well, and quite honestly, eating clean all the time,
no,
you can't do it. You know, you got to have a little party.
You do. And that's what they hire me for, is to keep clean. So during the weekend, they can go enjoy themselves and
have some butter.
Exactly.
Everyone deserves a cheat day. And Maggie, you started your career off before working in the professional athlete world. You started off at a restaurant in Miami.
I did. I interned under, Dina Marino, who's a very famous chef, and she kind of took me under her wing. And since then, I've been a private chef ever since. So it's been great. And I actually started an agency that's running in Miami that we're about to start here in Houston that is an intermediary. We help connect clients to chefs. So
all right.
That's been a lot of fun too.
Very cool idea.
All right, well, let's get started, because the butter boards, like the charcuterie board, kind of took off on TikTok, where people are saying, let's make this. And you basically have to just start with softened butter?
You do, and I've seen a lot of people just start with the softened butter, but you can make it into a compound butter, which I love. So what we did over here is we did truffle. So I took
I love truffles.
Right? Doesn't love some good truffle. And you can just buy them. I got a lot of the stuff from Central Market, which is local here in
Truffle
Houston.
salt here?
I did truffle salt here for the mushrooms.
Okay.
So I took some mushrooms and I sauteed them, and then I deglazed the pan with some bourbon.
Okay, so you lost me there. That sounds so fancy.
And then we added a little bit of truffle salt. But in the butter, once it's softened, we added some thyme and rosemary and the truffle.
And so that's what makes it compound? Or
that's what makes it the compound butter. So if you want to slather that on, and the bread. So we always try and match a bread with what the butter is. So here we've got a really nice one.
I'm gonna put a mushroom on
there.
there.
And do you need a food processor or a blender? Like how, or can you just mix it up with a spoon?
You could mix it up with a spoon, absolutely.
Oh,
you just chop it and throw it in the bowl. It's really simple.
It's very good. I mean, but eating that whole board would...
This is for a lot of people, so not...
I hope I'm not taking a cholesterol test tomorrow.
Well, but to be clear, a lot of the TikTok videos, though, they feature butter that is so thick, it almost looks like you're scooping
it's too much.
gelato.
This is a beautifully thin amount.
And this is great for tablescapes, because holidays are coming up. We're going to have a lot of parties that we're hosting. I'm sure a lot of viewers are hosting parties. And this is great to put out on the table. It sparks conversation. Guests sit down, they may not know each other. And what food is a universal language. It gives us something to talk about.
This is very good.
Your florals, your candles.
For sure. What is in here? Because this almost looks like hummus to me.
This is my favorite because I love lavender lattes, and so I did a lavender latte board. So what I've done is I've taken ground espresso, and you can use them. I just open up a pod, and
like an espresso pod, and opened it up.
Espresso pod, whatever you have on hand. And we did a little bit of vanilla bean in that.
Okay.
I did some culinary grade lavender when I was with a client in Maui for 6 weeks. They have these beautiful lavender farms. So I don't know if you want to smell this, but it's incredible.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That smells lovely.
Nice.
And you just sprinkle that in and...
Sprinkle it in, mix it all really well. There's a recipe I believe we're putting online.
And you're spreading this on like a shortbread or a biscotti?
So this is a chocolate cherry bread I got from Central Market, and then I used biscotti.
This is so good.
It's like having coffee, exactly. And then we've got this amaretto infused honey, and you could just drizzle that on as well too. Love the amaretto honey with that. So.
And also, so essentially, any cutting board you have or a tray here, I noticed you've used just a marble tile.
Oh, and this is fun. So I went to Home Depot for these. This tile was only 32 cents. This larger one was $4.
What?
So I know, exactly. And so you can go buy these for next to nothing. You can even do a case. I think a case was like $9. And it's much easier to clean than the wood.
Okay.
And if you don't feel like cleaning it, you can chunk it. It was 32 cents.
So start with a base then and spread. You're taking butter then that you've mixed up with either espresso powder, truffle. Do you have any advice? Could people just play around and add herbs and spices?
Absolutely. There are no boundaries in the kitchen. That's the best thing about cooking. So you could do them with like different kind of, you could do prosciutto, you could do any type of meat that you wanted to. Sun-dried tomato, I've been wanting to do one with that. Basil, I mean, there's really no limits to what you can do.
This last one that we're taking a look at, it looks like there's chocolate, macadamia nuts. What else is sprinkled on top of here?
I sprinkled some biscotti, and I sprinkled some of these vanilla wafers that I had in my pantry, just because why not? And then we've got these chocolate-covered espresso beans, and then some chocolate. So I love texture. I love to have the crunch factor in food, and it looks pretty too. So again, this is great for after dinner.
Okay.
So maybe if you have like a dessert spread, this would go great, maybe with a nice port, maybe a Moscato wine, something sweet. And then this one over here, the truffle board, would go really well with a white burgundy or a red burgundy. So.
And here you have a collection of, it looks like some nuts, macadamia nuts, different chocolate, espresso beans, lavender. So any advice? You start with what, about an 8-ounce stick of butter?
Yeah, you could do about an 8-ounce stick of butter. That's what that is right there. And then you just add, and I'm gonna put you guys to work.
Okay,
so
where are we
you're
adding?
Gonna make one. So
Okay.
Let's go ahead and do some lavender.
Okay. On this one, just sprinkle on top?
Just sprinkle a little bit, sure.
Look at that. What do you think, Courtney? I know you were skeptical.
No,
about
I
this.
like it. I really do. And the lavender was so beautiful. I'm a fan of truffles, so I really like truffles, but I'm just super impressed with it because it's like, it has that creaminess to it, you know, along with everything. You're really tasting all the flavors.
And I think it's really important to let viewers know that to use an 82% butter percentage or higher, because you're going to get a more pronounced flavor.
Okay.
You want a bigger butter fat ratio. So that's going to make it creamier. It's going to give it all that, flavor.
I feel like
I'm a
yours look
believer.
prettier than the one that we did. Oh boy.
It's nice though to have the espresso powder, a little bit of chocolate on the butter, and as a little appetizer, even as a dessert.
Right.
I could see someone serving this.
Exactly. We're eating butter in our desserts anyway. What do you think is in cake? I mean,
Right.
Exactly. So it's really right.
Chef Maggie Glazer, thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Thank you so much for having me.
Delicious, and I really like the coffee with the espresso beans. Very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you're a believer
I'm
now?
a fan. I like it.
See? I figured.
You don't have to be like, get away from the butter board. It's good. You okay?
Step back. Yeah, my mouth is full. It is that delicious. Hey, by the way, if you'd like to connect with Chef Maggie, we do have a link to the Sky High Chef on our website. Visit HoustonLife.tv and look for that scene on Houston Life section.
Our life has changed now. At least mine is for the butter boards.